feel like Winstrike sort of fell apart and didn't really know how to deal with that T side. It was a great T side from Hard Legion with 12 rounds, and they actually won the knife round, so they picked T on Dust 2 as well. Obviously favored side. See most teams picking CT on this map, to be honest, so Hard Legion confident in their fast plays, and boy, does this map cater to that. Fast, out long, and with the entry as well. They've traded 1-for-1. Forrest is watching the flank, and he has heard this one. He knows Elian's coming in on the wrap round, and that's a great kill to keep Hard Legion in this one. He's going to have to group with his team as Winstrike are trying to flash back into the site. The plant isn't even in. Winstrike is still trying to engage.
Still trying to sneak their way through that smoke. Or frags from Bondic, who has been a constant bastion of hope, a beacon of hope, but that beacon has been extinguished, and Hard Legion pick up the first round once again. Winstrike on the back foot.
Yeah, great shots from Bondic, man. That's a rough one as well, right? But Hard Legion on the site with crossfires from long and short. They already had advantages. It goes as you would imagine. Force up for Winstrike, though, in the second. Double scouts. The more the merrier, as far as I'm concerned. And we've got one on the T side as well, Rage. You know, he's a talking point, and for good reason. Wallbang and Elian out of this round. Obviously, big booster Phil replacing Speedak, and he doesn't seem like a flashy AWPer in the same way Speedak was, but you know, maybe he gels better with the team and brings other things here. Obviously, it's not just the numbers. There's a lot more to having a teammate. 5-on-3 though, and so much damage pasted onto Winstrike here. Hard Legion, it's going to be a difficult round to lose. Even though they're walking into a triple stack on A, they've got the rifles, they're not playing around with SMGs, and they're going to take it nice and clean.
Oh yeah, this is looking spick and span from Hard Legion. Very clean surface to build off the rest of their half. Bondic and Hobbit looking to try and put some kind of a crossfire in middle, but Bondic jumping across to try and save his scout's going to be punished by Forrester, leaving just Hobbit with a deagle, a smoke, and some Kevlar. Would be worthwhile to hold on to this for the next one, but obviously Hard Legion off to a cracking start, not losing a player either. They can just keep all of these guns alive, and it's not as if they're coming through with some MAC-10s either. Like, you got full assault rifles with a scout. There's no need to upgrade any of these guns, and pretty much just rinse and repeat and keep these for the foreseeable future, which of course is going to build up their bank and their economy so well. And Hobbit may fall down here. Does at least take Forrester with him. Could maybe even trade across to that AK-47. That would be a really nice takeout of this. And there's a second kill, so at least making it a little bit costly, but he won't be saving.
Yeah, the one thing that has been good this series, Vince, has been the conversion rounds. I can't recall any like second round force by victories. I think every time, especially in the last two maps, Hard Legion, they win the T-side pistols, they convert it 3-0. Obviously, Winstrike force in both of them, as you would imagine, you would expect, and to very little avail. So that's nice as well, right? Because that feels like a rarity at this point. Seeing like an entire series where you don't have upset wins in the second, like that's rare at this point. It almost, I think the numbers are like 45% of the time, 45% of the force buys in the second round like win or something stupid. At least at one point they certainly were that high. So yeah, Hard Legion, they're getting the ecos done in style. Sviat with that lovely Molotov from long to cat. We see that a lot in to shut off the retakes, to just get long control and to force an AWP off of the catwalk. Hard Legion, they're going to have the sight and they're going to have the round.
They most certainly will. Rage with P250 at least make short work of Crimson, and they're going to try and deal with the MAC-10 wielding Lackey, who probably didn't want to save it anyways. There's going to be a Vi coming up on the side of Winstrike, but 3-0 start. Rage missing. The scout does get put down to 24, and is definitely in the range of the MAC-10, which would be a nice little chunk of money that would find its way to Hobbit, who gets one. He's done a little bit of damage on these exit fragging incursions, and he'll be put down with authority from Rage. Finally gets some 4K in the round, by the way, but here we go. This is the main course we were waiting for. Hard Legion now going to have to fend off against the Winstrike buy, and it is going to include the AWP on Elian.
Yeah, a lot of talk of AWPers in this series, but not much showcased by them. So this is the time to shine, as said on the desk as well. Lackey's our backup AWPer if Elian can't find a thing. He's in middle right now with a rifle, though. Oh, the molly! He's chased away, but luckily that molly thrown by Hard Legion cuts him out from running him down. The AWP on the A site is holding long from Goose, very passive position, but no one there for Hard Legion. They're just pressuring middle, going back to long late. Catwalk belongs to Windstrike. And a late long take, I mean, you know, you don't see this very often, and the fact that it's come through so late, Windstrike might be expecting a bit more of a B play. Flashes are going to come through, though, that will signal the execution here from Hard Legion, and they're going to move up into this AWP. Obviously, the AWP gets the info ahead of time, right? It's going to see everything. So Rage, if he can get into the pit and post up, maybe he can battle back. They do have that smoke on the corner, and he's going to boost over the top.
Oh, he's actually watching for that boost, Ellie, and he knew exactly what could be coming up. Bit of an off play, but still gets the upper hand. 50 seconds to go. Lackey now goes aggressively back in middle, where he got tagged earlier on and now reclaims what was once his. Windstrike looking for that all-important first round to get the ball rolling, to build up ahead of steam. Kinky Flash does toss one back in return, pushes through the fire and flames into the embracing arms of Prison, who sees the second player, sprays him down. Much better from Windstrike. And Sviat is the last to fall, only one casualty. A great round on the side of Windstrike, and finally can say that they're on the board.
Better late than never. I mean, it's not really late. It's early. It's your first rifle round. It's a good time to start. We've had dominant starts. I mean, we've had dominant maps, so no surprise to say we've had dominant starts on both maps for either team, right? It's taken a while for the loser to really get a grip in this game. Right now, Hard Legion, hard eco. They're saving some money. I like this, but the result isn't great. They burst out long. This time we have a triple setup there. Elian AWPing mid, finds another, and he's got more cap players to kill. Missing the flick, but a molly cuts them off mid. And yeah, I actually like the Hard Legion didn't fall by here. Very tempting to do so, but they wanted the AWP that has, you know, been in the hands of Rage and all the rifles rather than just, you know, lacking utility and maybe Galil's on some. So this half buy allows for that in the follow-up. But of course, it also allows for Windstrike to take their second round and clean at that. The CT side looking to build a wealth of money, and keeping 5 alive here would allow them to do so.
Indeed, and I feel like the fact that Hard Legion will read that shows that they actually do have a lot of confidence. They're not going to keep all 5 players alive. Kinky's going to take away Hobbit, but that's definitely going to show that there's plenty of confidence on the side of Hard Legion, that even allowing Windstrike to build up a little bit of a stash of money, they can still make it work. Interestingly enough, though, they don't go for the AWP. Rage could have gone for the glass cannon. It's pretty rare that a player on Dust 2 that's a primary AWPer, whenever given the chance, doesn't actually pull the trigger and go for the AWP. So that would suggest we might have more of a mobile hit, as they're already rushing down lower tunnels, but Elian is here with the AWP, and he flicked across. Kinky sent reeling. A bit of a head scratcher, though, I've got to say. I thought Hard Legion would go for the sniper.
Yeah, maybe they want the utility, right? Maybe that's the go-to, like whatever they've got in their mind, they need a lot of grenades. And, you know, if they're going for like a cat cross to A, say, obviously they've lost a man, which kind of uproots everything. But if they wanted to go for a fast cat cross to A, the AWP is good at the post part, but it's not good at, you know, like getting you into the site, your left eye swinging, and you know the AWP is going to be car for the T side. So yeah, maybe for Hard Legion, but it's probably just more to do with the grenades than anything. Either way. It's a 5-on-4. Hard Legion trapped in cat. They've got dark as well, but it's not exactly providing much sustenance. I like how Windstrike are just doubling B every round, right? They're prepared. They know at some point Hard Legion will rush that site, and they want to be there when it happens. They don't want to be running, you know, one player in mid, having to support. Obviously, those doors allow you to, you know, actually do a lot more from middle as a CT player, and they'll need to, because Hard Legion, they bail. They go for a mid to B. I love this. No smoke. It's actually a CT smoke deeper, but that allows Hobbit to push through and take down Rage, finding more as well. Sviat alone inside of B. He needs the bomb. He hasn't even got a kill. He's going to get overwhelmed by Bondic and Windstrike, man. That was a great round for them. They don't fall for the fake. I fell for the fake, and but Windstrike, they're ready with that double B setup.
Oh, it seems like the team that got pummeled in the last map has actually woken up. What a strange sequence that we've had. Back and forth now. Windstrike off to a very good start to the half, considering they lost pistol, but he's through middle. My God, and that's 2 big weapons that go with it. It's both their ops. How the hell's he pulled that one off? He doesn't lose a single point of damage, and now he's going to push through with Forrester to the site. This is a collapse.
My God, what a round for Hard Legion. That's not something you can rely on, but it's not something you'll complain about. Forrester looking for Hobbit in the spawn. And I mean, right now, if you're Winstrike, you don't even really want to be fighting. You know, it's awful because you're giving so much money to Hard Legion plus 2 AWPs, but at the same time, like, you need the money. If you want to buy back in after this mess of a round, you need to save your guns. And so it's important that Hobbit and Kristen stay alive here, avoid the fights. So that's moving spawn. Hobbit will find him, but he has the utility to smoke himself off. And Hard Legion, they're just going to take the free ticket, right? They're not going to hunt down these kills. They've got upgrades, they've got AWPs, no reason to risk it all, and they'll get alive with a 4th round. What a couple of shots from Cradman. Hero here for Hard Legion.
And of course, mate, as well, the second that I'm saying, yeah, Winstrike, they've woken up, banged. Absolutely banged in the round, and Hard Legion retake the lead. 2 AWPs trade hands. They're good for the rebuy. Winstrike's economy that was building to such a nice spot is now dwindled away to pennies and cents. And they're going to go for double AWPs as well. So we have a real standoff. 4 AWPers on the map. We said AWPing, of course, and Dust 2 is such an integral part of this map. And let's see which of these is successful, if any. Rage won't be early doors as he is mollied off and has to relocate quickly.
Winstrike peel back from A-long with no commitment. Hard Legion can always go back to it late, but they're running double AWP, so imagine a slow round will be coming through where they just kind of rely on these AWPs to get opening kills, post up towards B, perhaps. Forrest is going for it. It's been mollied. I'll have to wait that one out. Molotov's into middle. Winstrike, oh sorry, Hard Legion look like they want another mid to be here, and it might be the right call to make, but AWP on B, Lackey is holding for Forrester, he's got the shot, and now it's all down to the mid play. They've lost any tunnels control, and Winstrike can smoke it off, or even get aggressive. They're going to have to deal with the doors push, grab with the entry, and here come the teams.
Looking pretty grim for Lackey, encircled. And Sviat will get the drop onto Hobbit. Does get traded out from Kinky. Bombs also dropped in middle. That's important. That's an integral part of the piece of this puzzle that could come crashing down around Hard Legion. But Crad puts up the blockade with the AWP, picks up the bomb, heads towards B, and Elian just charges straight through the smoke, assuming both players had gone to cover one another. And he gift wraps himself away. They don't pick up the secondary AWP. They'll stick with the one. They do have enough funds to actually buy a second if they so choose. But Winstrike, in the meanwhile, they're in trouble. They're back into a best a half buy, and probably not even that, just some deeks.
Yeah, I did kind of want to lean the way of Hard Legion in this map for the momentum aspect of winning the previous, right? And, well, right now that looks to be good. Hard Legion are pretty convinced, pretty confident in this T side. Messy shots from Forrester. But hopefully trades. No, none coming through. Winstrike get away. Still a hard eco round. And Elian, oh, is going to get 1 tapped or maybe 2 tapped out of the round. So not really relying on these pistols, these deagles to win the round here for Winstrike. But any damage they can get will be well worth the investment. So Hard Legion, again, just pull the brakes. They take long. They post up the AWP. They're waiting for repeats from the site, but Winstrike instead are going to fight into middle. But that's where this AK sits, and Crad will meet them with a
smile and a 4K, which could turn into an ace if he gets peeked from Bondic, which he does, and he has the clarity and composure to get the taps into effect. Solid ace from Crad, manages to get Hard Legion a 6th round. Winstrike will have another buy, including yet another AWP, but Elian only 4 kills so far. It's not as if Rage has fared too much better. He's on 6, but I don't think we've quite seen the impact from Elian that we'd be liking to see for Winstrike to really turn the tides here and start to post up a lot more rounds on CT side.
Hard Legion look like they want the B site right now, and oh, there couldn't be a better round to do it. Winstrike have 1 man here. The second isn't even in mid. He's playing on the CT side as well. So Lackey might be called for rotation here. Hard Legion aren't committing though. They're going to go towards middle with the bomb. 4 and lower, AWP holding upper. If Rage gets a kill, they could commit here, but yeah, there's just no one with him, and now there's a double B anyway, so Rage still looking for this kill. He hits a tag. Bondic won't be going back in after that one. And Hard Legion, what's this boost? What are they doing here? Just mucking around in lower dark, trying to fight catwalk perhaps. No one's there. No one's aggressive. Winstrike Don't know where this one's ending up. I don't know if Hard Legion know where this one's ending up. They're getting flanked though. Krisen's pushed long, and Fearless, he's going to find two. No more than that, but his teammates there as well. Hobbit actually gets a worse fate as Forrester finds a kill. 2 trades back, has put Hard Legion in a 3-on-3, and with long open, they're going to take it.
It's the same problems that we saw on Vertigo as well, Hugo, where Winstrike, they get a successful flank, they get a successful passage of play with like a double spray down, and then they over-aggress, and that second player dies as well, and it just brings it back to a 3-on-3. Around where they have the advantage, they should be back in the lead again with Lackey's M4 at range. But we are seeing the same issues rearing their heads again. 20 seconds to play with, and Hard Legion have the B site, they have to drop on Lackey. He never had an idea that that was possible. I don't know if it was a bad call or what. Now Bondik's going to be pushing onto the site. He gets to drop onto Forrester, and he's just going to stick the defuse. He has no idea where to the last T is, and now that Rage has been found and fragged, he will go for that defuse. Very scrappy, odd, chaotic round, but Winstrike going to get it done, and I believe they're trying to pick up both AWPs as well to make sure they have the double AWP going into the next round of 11.
Yeah, that's smart. Stall it out, get the guns. Where is the second, though? Bondik. Oh, yeah, okay. Few, it's at the door. He's okay. He's got it. And Winstrike have got a 4th round, so not getting completely swept, which is nice. Staying competitive early on. Hard Legion still have the money, though. Wait, are they? Ooh, Rage got a pistol. Guess he's getting dropped over an AWP, or he's just going to buy a rifle with it. Or, yeah, okay, he's been given an AWP. Phew. I was going to say, that looked like an eco for a second for Hard Legion, but they had so much money. So, another fast long take. Flashes are good. Kinky's out, but they expire, and Kinky will not hit a shot. He was blind from the CT flash as well, and everyone, or no one can see anything, rather. Hard Legion lose the first man, and that's huge as well, right? When was the last time Winstrike have gotten this advantage and not been traded? They are able to fall back passive. Krisen picks up the smoke, and he's going to drop that at the corner as well. So a man up, and they can sit back, relax, and wait for the T's to come to them.
Very good point. And the trades have typically been on point for Hard Legion. When they do lose a player, they're at least taking one in return. And one of the first times a Winstrike get a relatively free kill is at the expense of 60 HP on Krisen, but he's not going to mind that. It's the lack of utility that's more drawing my attention at the moment. They only have 1 flash and a smoke. So if the timing is good, then Hard Legion can put this one down. The aggression, the audacity of Lackey. Why does he re-peek? He gets the pick and he knows he has a teammate behind him and puts even more pressure on Bondik, who may very well hold the line. He gets his head ripped off. This is a round that should have been going comfortably. Hobbit, though, sprays through the smoke and does take out Forrester from the equation. And Rage, I think he assumed he picked the bomb up, but he has to go back and get it now. And in doing so, he puts himself in harm's way. Hobbit's still outside on the doors. He has Elian and Krisen to help him out. They also have a flash if he wants to go in for the peek. But they're just being ever so careful that a peek doesn't come through from the window. Additionally, the downside for Rage is he's trying to fake as if he was going to go for a potential flash with the bomb. Didn't work, though. Elian's never going to fall for that. So Winstrike with another round, 2 in a row.
Yeah, this is at least finally a game where normality has been somewhat restored, Vince, right? We've had 2 extremely dominant maps on the opposing team's map pick, and now the finale, the CIS Classic. Dust 2, you know it, you love it. And, well, at least it's competitive as both teams are able to fight back and forth. Hard Legion, a couple of rounds dropped here. They've come back in with pistols as they wait for the bonus to kick in. Grenade down lower could do damage, but nothing significant. Molotov will follow. Hard Legion taking mid. Bomb is still spawn. Can always be a problem if you get a pick and you want to push off the back of it, but you know that you can't fully commit. Forrest is going to have to go back for that. Flash into middle. I mean, honestly, this round, you know, they probably won't get to a position where they can plant anyway, so they might just give it up at a certain point. But Forrest has gone back to pick it up. Kinky's died in the middle, caught by Lackey's AWP. And so this double AWP here for Winstrike is ready and raring to go. One more on A. That's where the T's look to end up here. They have 2 flashes to get over the catwalk. And, well, Elian, he's sitting on the site.
Rage going to try and make something happen and create a chance, create an opening. But in doing so, one is going to be created in his back from Lackey's AWP. With that mid-control re-established, reaffirmed, 40 seconds. Hard Legion, 3 deags, 1 flash in the hands of Forrester, 1 in the hands of Crad. They're going to be tossing them over now. Do still have the bomb. So Elian is going to be tested. His AWP at the back of the site. One flash, second one doesn't affect him. This should be easy pickings. There's a flash tossed in from Crizin, and it's a mop-up and a clean-up. Not a single point of health was lost for Winstrike. You could not ask for a better round than that.
6-6. Look at the scoreboard as well, man. This is super weird. Like 3-3, 3-3. Everyone just trading trios of rounds here. Rage shown in the Xbox mode. I'm pretty sure that missed. I'm pretty sure it's not going to land. But either way, fast out long, Kinky. He does actually get away with the kill this time, but he's blinded again and traded for 2. Sviat keeps things equal. They want to go back for it, but more. There's still 2 CTs here with the AWP. Flash is good. Elian's forced off the angle, but Crizin is not, and he is able to draw them in for long enough that Elian shuts him out. Rage with a pick down mid, catches a B rotation. Lackey was running because the bomb has been found, and Elian now in a one-on-one going to push through this smoke. Oh my, this is crazy, and he's run out of ammo. He picked up an AK with no bullets, and he didn't kill him with the headshot. The Deagle won't do it, but Rage will. Oh, that sucks.
Oh my god. You can see from Rage's reaction as well, he knows how lucky he is, man. That is actually insane. And when you think of what's on the line, RMR points, third map, 6-6 at the time. That round, that moment could be the determining factor of who wins and who loses this match.
Yeah.
Like, how brutal is that?
I think he picked up Kinky's AK, and if we remember what Kinky's been doing, he's been running out long and just full spraying, and he used like 26 bullets. And then you just pick it up. You know, he had to, if he wanted to make that play where he pushed the smoke, he didn't have time to reload. I doubt he even realized that his gun didn't have ammo. Oh, Forrester caught in the corner. He got out. Hobbit knows, and he will check it out. Winstrike stamping one down and taking an advantage in another important round, right? Last may have been favorable for Hard Legion, but by the skin of their teeth. And that means that if Winstrike can take this one, well, I mean, whoever takes this one is going to break the other team's economy. So, yeah, pressure's on for Winstrike here. Man up. Flash is good. Elian's forced off the corner. He's going to try and back up.
One smoke left. Winstrike need to be careful where they put this down. 3 players from Hard Legion occupying Catwalk, the last of which is going to be Crad with Mac 10 on upper tunnels, just watching for a flank. Hard Legion have tried to push this area before with pistols, and they've been completely put down. But now, maybe with this added and superior firepower and more flashbangs, they can try and overwhelm Ellie, and dropping into CT is not going to be a worthwhile endeavor. Bondic and Hobbit doing work, and now it leaves it upon Crad, who's made plenty of noise. Still gets to drop onto Bondic, though, but he doesn't have the bomb. And while he has no control of the bomb, he has no real options. He has no real control over his own destiny, to be honest. Best he could really hope to do is maybe save the M4, but that's going to get taken away from him as well. He is entirely helpless, and Elian puts the bullet between the eyes. 7-7, and Hobbit once again leading by example. 16 kills with 114 ADR.
Oh, baby, this is the game that we wanted. This is how to finish a series, Vince. Hard Legion forcing up. Last round of the half, they've got no money. Broken as assumed, and fast out long. If they flash through the smoke, these pistols could provide a lot. Oh no, Hobbit goes through. Crad's going to kill him. They don't realize Rage is in the pit, and so Crizin gets caught in the open. Those are 2 guns given to Hard Legion in a round where they now have the man advantage. Oh no, this could come crumbling down for Winstrike at the end of the half. Forrester pushing the smoke. 2 AWP kills. There's the deal coming to life, and it trades both. Forrester now left in the clutch. Another one-on-one for all the marbles.
It's up close as well. Forrester versus Bondic. Bondic seen the cross. He's going to have him dead to rights, and Winstrike take the half. 8-7 in the lead, but we were hoping for a close game, Hugo. This has delivered. It's been really back and forth and strange, but it's going to end up going the way of Winstrike in the end.
Yeah, nice play from Bondic. He crosses elevator, and that last player, Forrester, thinks he's in CT spawn, so never ready for the close position. 8-7, Winstrike a round up in the third map. 125 RMR points on the line, and a pistol round to get them even further in the lead. I was going to say back in the lead, but right now it's Hard Legion who look to recover. Kit double flash, everyone else armored. We have a bit of utility on Hobbit and the P250 on Elian. I like Winstrike's pistol buys, right? 4 armor with 1 raid boss and 1 smoke flash. Pretty standard here for this T side, and I'm going to go out long for now.
Yeah, they're going to be pushing out on the long side. Actually, my game's a little bit... Okay, it's back. For a second, it lagged, and I thought I'd crashed. Can I just have a time check here? He goes 1:17, right? In the round?
Yes.
Okay,
15, cool. 14, 13, yeah. 12.
We're all good. I just had one of those weird GoTV bugs.
Like
Either way...
freezes.
Yeah, the classic. Brad being tagged up behind the car. How's he still alive? He's taking so many bullets. Finally goes down. Jeez, man. He was just absorbing those bullets, eating them for breakfast. But there's another one. Winstrike take a 2-player advantage.
Yeah, Flash is a good hit for Sviat, but it's not like Winstrike are running up long, right? That was the intention. That was the hope of this CT side. And now they have no utility. And Winstrike don't even have to commit. They probably will, but later on... Although these Glocks versus USPs, this could fall apart. This could still be winnable. Nice kill for Forrest. He's going to try and back up. They're double peeking him. He's still alive. He's got support. Elian's low as well. Shot away from death. These T's are closing the distance with no smoke for the spawn. They're going to use their last flash. So much damage done. Rage is gone. It's down to the 2 low HP players. And this looks scary for a second, but Winstrike have traded very, very well. I say traded. They're not losing any players. And it's going to be only Crizzen dead in this round. A 9th taken. And the pistol goes the way of Winstrike. Much as it did in the first half for Hard Legion, they went 3-0 up on the T side. Can Winstrike do the same?
Yeah, I mean, the only real trades we saw there were bullets from Winstrike into the faces of Hard Legion, and they couldn't really muster up anything in retaliation. I think they just got the 1 kill. It was rough to watch. Good flick, Elian tagged, but wasn't the headshot, so he's not going to drop instantly with that armor. And meanwhile, Winstrike going aggressively. Kinky, though, holding it with the Deagle, gets the 1. They're not sure if there's a stack in, so intelligently they pull out of there. And considering that Bondic and Elian are both worse for wear, just try and reassess the situation, relocate, play this on your own terms, Winstrike. You have the superior firepower, and they know it.
Ooh, little tag. Very minimal damage, but... take it. Krad's in top mid. He's going to get so much info. That's a great shot as well. Knows his scout is still in spawn. And Elian isn't exactly healthy either. Oh dear, he knows he's coming for him. Nice spot for Elian. Gets a tag. And Krad lives to fight another day. He wants nothing more to do with his backing up to the site. Smart decision from Krad. And now still a man up, a Hard Legion. This is going to end A for Winstrike. There's only 1 man on the site. That's Forrester. Krad still hanging around on long, cutting off Elian. This also means Elian can't run anywhere. But Krad, I say that, is finally backed up, given the room to move on long as these T's take the A side.
Great Molotov as well. It absolutely screwed Forrester, who wanted to sit behind that box and basically play bait and play the trap with Krad. As soon as Molly lands, he is done. So is the long player. And now it seems like Winstrike have evaded and avoided a potential banana peel. Sviat coming in with Rage. Does have some Kevlar behind him, Sviat, so he's going to be pretty powerful, especially considering the remainder of Winstrike are all low. So if he can get in the mix, there are ways forward, but they're hiding in the perfect angles to nullify this boost spot, double peek him. There was a grenade also tossed in for good measure. Oh, was that a jump no scope from Rage? Surely not. The time is too low anyway, but what a beautiful shot from Rage. He's going to be able to save his AK, but the round is going to go the way of Winstrike anyway.
Oh, mad scenes, absolutely mad scenes, but it will be Winstrike coming out ahead and only just about. That was a really, really close round as well. Winstrike didn't feel like they had that one in the bag when Elian got caught in T-spawn, but a quick reaction. Someone obviously made the call that, oh, dude, they're pushing you. They're in top mid. They just killed our players lower. And him staying alive will win the round for Winstrike. He closes it out in the 1-on-1, and they take 10. Forrester tagged on the cross again. He was in the last round. It's going to be Rage dealing with a long play. The 1 AK to use in this round for Hard Legion. Really nice grenade. Puts players low. Puts Bondic to 10. But back and gets an opener. There's that flashbang. And Rage is only going to get 1 before he's traded. That gun dropped in the ground. They're going to try and pick it up, but Hobbit goes wide to deny anything here. Lovely stuff from Hobbit. 3 in the round, and a 4th to follow. It's Forrester in spawn.
This is where things are going to get a little bit scary. In this next round for Hard Legion, it's a must-win round for my money. They need to take it down. Forrester at range with a deagle. Try as he may to thread the eye of the needle. He is going to be forced back. He did a lot of damage to Elian, drops him to 4. And again, all of Winstrike are low, so they don't want to overextend and get killed and give one of these AKs across. Just play to your own advantages. You know that Hard Legion have a bye anyway in the next round, so just allow him to dip out there. But it's going to be 11-7. And when you consider that 3 of Hard Legion's 7 rounds were off the basis of the first pistol, it really paints a bit of a bleak picture as to how this game has been going. It's a lot of rifle rounds that find their way to Winstrike. And now on the T side, there's going to be that little bit more punishing for the Hard Legion guys if they can't get any consistency. They're going to be constantly forced back into these half buys or even buys without AWPs, which is so important for Dust 2. So this next round, for my money, is a real fulcrum point. If they lose it, they are definitely going to be underdogs coming through to the last few rounds, in my eyes.
Definitely. I mean, this scoreline already, it's pretty dire, right? Like 3 after winning the half and taking the pistol. Oof. It's not quite, you know, first rifle round up against 14. It's not that bad, but yeah, they're not exactly going to be rolling rounds here. Winstrike, they've done exactly what Hard Legion did. Remember that first half? It went 3-3-3-3, trading back rounds. Even if that happens here, Winstrike are going to close the game. So, you know, let's see if Hard Legion can find their first rifle round like they should here, like they need to. Necessity. Cat push for Crad. Ooh, Lackey's head gets spotted. Crad's not going to go for it. He'll fight Hobbit instead with his nades in his hands. Crad gets caught dropping lower. I like the idea. He knows Lackey's there, but AWP is covering. Elian doesn't let that play happen. That would have been huge as well. If Crad dropped, he would have killed Lackey and escaped through CT spawn. So it would have been a 2-4-none with, you know, massive advantages. But instead it's a 4-on-4. Winstrike trying to take this A site.
Oh, Sviat's got to get this kill. There we go. Had the better position. And now Kinky, bit of an off angle, double tap into Lackey's head. Also going to have the reinforcements coming in from Sviat, who's now pushing into long, misses a lot of bullets, but finally going to get his man. Much better from Hard Legion. An important round, and they don't let it slip through their fingers. And I completely agree. That crowd play may look a little bit foolish, but because he knew that, okay, one player's already been killed, second player I've heard pushing middle, it's not too often that you'd expect 3 players to be mid in that kind of a scenario, and the risks seem more worth it than the reward. It ends up working out for Hard Legion anyway, so it's all good, but they don't have an AWP again. So they're going to be coming through with full rifles.
Oh, triple long. Flashed out is Lackey. No one's watching it. Rage have run back. They won't check the corner. Forrester's there. SMG trying to run him down. Forrester lives. And the molly that was thrown in as these CTs backed up will cut off the rest of this T side. They're going to try and commit. And getting messed up while they do. Bondic traded by the fire. And Elliot alone in the clutch. This is very winnable. This is, you know, we talk about AWPers, we talk about, you know, what they can show and what they can do in this series. This is Elian's chance to show us what he can do. A 1-on-3 with all the time, with the bomb under his control. The big worry is this T-spawn flank. It's Kinky push B. Elian's considering it, but of course he doesn't know the timing, and yeah, he's going to go elsewhere anyway. That does leave B open though, and no one to watch it. If he walks tunnels, if he walks mid to B, Hard Legion won't know till the plants come through, but he's taking Cat right now, going to A into Sviat.
Completely agree. I think as far as 1v3s go, this is one of the more favorable positions that you could be in. Of course, he's still statistically not likely to come out ahead in this, but he's managed to bypass the CTs very well. Sviat in the CT side, you can see that Elian is not entirely sure. He doesn't feel confident at all. He feels like he's treading on really eggshells at this point. Sviat misses his shot. That could have been the golden ticket, especially as a player that was long. Forrester was moving into middle, so it could have allowed him the chance to get back onto the site, but woulda, shoulda, coulda. It doesn't really matter. Winstrike concede the round. Hard Legion pick up 2 in a row, and they've finally broken the T's economy. So they have managed to really mitigate a lot of the issues that we were bringing up. They've won some rifles, they've got their economy in check, and they forced Winstrike into a disadvantageous position.
Yeah, this game's got legs on it still, I think. Sviat, he actually had a nice little position there. He was spotting mid, although it didn't look like it. He was looking for the feet. That's all he could see. If anyone crossed out the doors, he could just see the cross. So he gets that info, he spots Elian, he tells his team, they react. He backs up and just tries to stall the gunfight for as long as he can and just plays it safe. That's actually really, really smart, rather than risking giving Elian the 1-on-3. Right now to Cat play, Rage with a pistol, not using the AWP, and well gone immediately. It's the SMG to clean up. Nice kills from Crad, money making, and 4 in that round. Oh, someone blocked him. His teammate blocked him from picking up the M4. He tried to go for it. I think it was Kinky who grabbed the AWP and then went in front of him. So Crad rather, is stuck with an SMG. He'll probably upgrade it anyway, right? Like you have the money, Windstriker buying, and yeah, he will. But that could have been a 3K saved, little bonus money, little paycheck at the end of the month. But instead, it's well, an investment. Let's see if it pays off.
Feels especially rough because his control with the MP9 there, double tapping, was so beautiful to watch. You got a 4K out of that round, plenty of money. And now Crad has been tagged to just the 21 HP, so he's feeling a little bit worse for wear on his team. Windstrike, though, after conceding 3, it really has been the three-peat this map, as you've already talked about, Hugo, back and forth constantly. There was one time where Windstrike, and really the reason why they are in the lead currently, after losing the last 3 rounds, where they actually picked up 8 out of 9, crossing over from the last 6 rounds of the first half into the first 3 of the second. And that's really what is distinguishing between the two teams right now. But Hard Legion into a good momentum streak, and Windstrike backs against the wall. Got enough utility to feasibly go for either site, and they have full AKs. They have that mobility across with it. 50 seconds to play with. Hobbit's now going to peek and get to the entry onto Crad. You may not expect a second player up there, but Lackey does. And Lackey is going to nullify Rage. They're looking to eviscerate this site where Sviat's still standing. Going to put up his valiant last stand, but it has been cut down to size from Elian's AK and looking much better for Windstrike to pick up their 12th.
Do Hard Legion even want to go close to this? Do they even want to look for kills, or would a save be the right call? Because the money, only 2 players on 4K. That's enough if they keep both these guns, but they need both of them if they want 4 rifles. And you can see Windstriker trying to hunt down this AWP, and next to it is that CT player. Hobbit throws it back up. What a team play, but it leaves him with nothing but cover. Elian taking the kill. That's hilarious. And poor Kinky, man, he really went for it. He really had to go for it there, and he gets caught. So Forrester will save. Seems like he gets away with his. Bondic is a bit further away, and that's going to be, regardless, around for Windstrike. 12 on this T side. The streak of 3s will continue here, Vince. 3 for Windstrike at the first half, at the first 3 of the half. 3 in a row for Hard Legion, and now that's broken back for Windstrike. 2 more would put them on 14. And that's not where Hard Legion want to be, especially with this round having so little economy. They're going to full force into it, though. Trying to put a stop to this madness. And yeah, this buy is going to be weak as well. Sviat, does he have a gun? Does he have anything? Or is he on a USP? Can he at least buy a P250? He's got $300. And that's all he can do. So yeah, P250, SMG. They do have the AWP on Rage. Hopefully that can make all the difference.
And you know, Hugo, this is where we go back to Crad getting blocked and not being able to pick up his M4 and having to buy one. He would have had enough money to drop an M4 to Sviat.
Ooh.
It hurts, doesn't it? That's the domino effect of Counter-Strike in a nutshell.
Yeah, butterfly effect as well. It's all of them, all of the effects. That's terrifying. That's actually really sad. Actions have consequences, and waste not, want not. Strike. They could mid to B this one right now. Hard Legion going to flash through. They're scared that that's exactly what's going on. They have no info, and they only have a solo B player with the MP9. It's not a cap. It's not a B player. It's a cap play though with 3. So Hard Legion's set up with the AWP in that position. Rage can get a pick here, that'd be nice, but most teams have been flashing this corner. They're going to Molotov it instead. That should, even if it doesn't push Rage off, it will push him back to further away, but he can still fight here. So Flash is going to miss completely. Rage gets a headshot. He will get traded though, and that's good for Windstrike. Trades are going to favor them here, especially getting rid of that AWP nice and early on.
Well, absolutely, especially considering that they don't have a huge amount of firepower behind that AWP. So that's the main primary source of success that goes with him. They still have the AK. It is Hobbit that dies, which has been a big part. He's on 22 frags, top fragging on either side. So at least the talisman, the main heavy hitter, the hitman on Windstrike has been dealt with. But time is now running scarce. There's a slight gap in the smoke through the middle. They can look to try and pierce and spearhead the operation. Comes in Lackey, down to the hands of Sviat. 10 seconds to go. The T's not really making up any room. It looks like Hard Legion are going to get this one done. Windstrike tripping over their own feet are going to be dealt with, and it's such a bad buy, and now they can trade up to all the AKs they want.
Yeah, forget the M4 dropped. It's not going to hold them back. It's not going to get in the way, and they get the AWP out of there as well. So that's an unlucky round for Windstrike, who are now in the same position that Hard Legion were just in, bordering a reset, and not even with 5 rifles in this round either. Dear, oh dear, this is the game that keeps on giving. and it certainly makes up for the first 2 blowouts to start this series. Winstrike coming in from lower. I need some B plays, Vince. I don't know about you. I need some B plays. Hard Legion are running solo B, not in this round, but in so many other rounds. They have 2 in middle, so actually this round is the worst time to mid to B. But there's been so many chances, so many opportunities, and Winstrike always go back to late longs or cat takes. There's so many more options here. I know that the retaking B has gotten a lot more viable, but it's not. Winstrike haven't even tried it, so hopefully that will come through eventually, because I feel like there's a whole area of the map that they've just completely forgotten about at this point.
I agree. They're hamstringing themselves at this stage. They're focusing catwalk and A, and even if you don't necessarily hit B, but you fake wraparounds, you fake rotations, you fake something. It's been very one-dimensional, and Winstrike have been getting away with the fact that they got the pistol and they converted those. But now that Hard Legion have started to get their economy built, they're starting to get some weapons in play, things have started to slip away a little bit. So I'd like to see Winstrike really, as you say, go for B hits or at least mix things up. Call a timeout if this round doesn't work. Just try and slow things down, because you are very much in that danger zone now of Hard Legion starting to really accrue most of these rifle rounds and putting you down consistently and keeping your economy stagnated. They're going to try and play aggressively outside long, but Rage with the AWP holds again, and Hard Legion one more time going to be pressed upon catwalk. No huge surprises, and look at this, the read's been made. Kinky, he's seen this play one too many times. He's pushing behind him. His timing is everything. There's one and a second kill. And Hugo, I don't think we could have had a better example as to why Winstrike need to mix it up than what just happened there.
And also, Vince, worth noting, it didn't matter. It didn't hold into the round because Kinky just flanks and drops the bomb. When Kinky dropped the bomb, there were 10 seconds, and both Winstrike players were just holding Goose, waiting for that Molotov to have effect. No one was crossing, no one was pushing. Kinky, he could have disconnected from the server, and he would have still won the round via time. Winstrike weren't even trying to plant the bomb. And when the kills aren't presenting themselves either, it's not like they were making, you know, a better call there. It's not like they were going for the kills over the plant. It just seemed like they'd completely forgotten about it. That time ticked down, and Hard Legion are going to pick it up. A T timeout, the first in this game for Winstrike. And yeah, man, like, they've got a B spawn here. Unfortunately, it's a round where you have like P250s at best. You don't want to buy below 2, really, if you want everything, even though you have loss bonus. Oof. Please rush B. Just even to try it, even to see how many players are there, because it's not even knowledge that Winstrike have had in this game.
I suppose the other edge of that as well, though, that sword, is that after a timeout like this, where you haven't really hit B, you're probably expecting some kind of a B hit. You're probably expecting a kind of B rush from Hard Legion, and we did see them stack 2 players on B side right off the bat. Forrester will show his presence with the AK. Good deke from Hobbit. We saw a crazy play through middle when the roles reversed from Crad. They basically picked them up around with 2 1-deeks, and they traded across the 2 AWPs, and it was an absolute nightmare. But it doesn't seem like Hobbit's going to be able to have the same kind of impact, as Forrester is peaking quite a few times against the Deagle. That makes me a little bit nervous for him, but he's not been punished yet.
Close. Hobbit on 3. Well-placed Molly could end him, but staying passive. There's one at his feet anyway to throw a bit deeper if he wants to get that kill. But I mean, at this point, the bullets will do it eventually, even if it isn't here and now. Towards that A site, Winstrike go. We got a Goose player in Crad and Sviat on the ramp as well. The 1-2 punch that should knock Winstrike out, and that's exactly what it does. Crad with a double. Forrester cleans up mid. He saves the AWP, and is Hard Legion taking back the lead. We don't have that streak of 3 for Winstrike. Instead, they get 1, and it's instantly responded by a trio of rounds from Hard Legion. It looks like they're the ones taking control of this map right now. This is it. Winstrike, they have a buy here, but if they lose it, they're going to be broke against 14 and will have to play for overtime. This is not the position you want to be in. Hard Legion must be licking their lips right now.
Yeah, this round I can understand the A-long aggression. They actually had 3 players with a great spawn for this, but it gets fended off very easily because Hard Legion also had great spawns and stacked 3 players there with flashbangs. So it ends a bit of a stalemate, but this is where we're looking at. Now that things are slowed down, we're going to have a bit of a slower patch in this round. Surely Winstrike at least show some impact, some influence on middle. One of the biggest changes that those doors make, though, being reversed, is it does allow players now to come off B and effectively have 2 or 3 players in middle and watch B through mid, through the doors. So it does allow you a little bit more of a safe passage if you're on the CT side to bolster up mid defenses. And maybe that's playing in the back of Winstrike. I don't know if the reputation of these changes is preceding the map for Winstrike, and that's why they're so nervous. But hey, finally, Hugo, it might be happening.
And there's only one player here as well. The perfect time to shine. Oh, that's a good trade, though. Forrester gets away with one. Even though Lackey hard checks that angle, Forrester, he's at least put up everything he can. Now his teammates are going to need to do the rest in the retake. This plant, though, not down yet. They're taking their time to cross. The molly is a problem as well. It's going to force a different plant. This is now no longer for tunnels, and Hobbit can no longer play for the bomb. Alien's on the card. It's the best post-plant position here right now on this B bomb site. Hard Legion with 3 in the middle, 1 coming through tunnels. He is gone. Hobbit with a massive kill, and now he can back up and join his team.
You see the impact from the AK as opposed to the M4. He did take a headshot, but it wasn't the insta-kill. Alien, that pretty much puts this round to bed. That 1 kill is huge, and now Winstrike looking like they will trade rounds and get a 13th on the scoreboard. And the economy, if they save these 2 guns, they should be okay to buy again. So it looks like we will be having a case of rinsing and repeating. Finally, Winstrike have found there is a B site on this map. Who knew? And they have been successful.
Oh, just no one's letting go here, Vince. No one wants to give up. No one wants to go down. May have been easy to accept defeat in a 16-4 or a 16-5 game, but when you come this far, when you fought this hard, 30 rounds deep, no one wants to drop it, but someone has to. Whether that be in regulation or overtime remains to be seen. Flashes out long here for Winstrike. They go back to it again. This time Hard Legion didn't have the numbers to put defense there. They only have 1 man deep long. He's going to get boosted back on the site. It's Fiat. Winstrike won't commit to the take, though. They just take long and chill out. You'll notice Elian's holding for the B push. We have seen in the past Hard Legion get aggressive in the tunnels and take the T spawn, but not in this case. It's only a solo AWP playing B. And I actually like this from Hard Legion. Lets them free up the site a lot more. And obviously getting an AWP out of this position is very difficult without utility. So what it does mean is there's no AWP to stop this long take. And you know, if Elian comes to join, which he is, and posts up in the pit, he is going to be a very valuable player inside of this this A site. I think Hard Legion know exactly what's going on right now, and they're ready for this commitment. They're even flanking, Vince.
Yeah, again, the calls have been so on point from Hard Legion. We've seen this time and time again. Maybe it's because Winstrike are just telegraphing this a little bit too much and a bit too predictable, but man, Crad doesn't even need to push. He just needs to hear the call comes that they're about to cross, and then he can push around the back of them, and they can really pincer him and make this a claustrophobic endeavor. Because all the T's are together. There's no one middle. No one's pushing from catwalk. This is as one-dimensional a hit as you could ask for. And again, time is starting to dwindle away. Hobbit is watching the back, an important moment. All Crad has to do is stall. All he has to do is take some attention away, but that's on the proviso that the rest of his teammates survive. If they all crumble on the site, this flank is going to be useless. It's going to lose its value with each passing member on his team. And now Crad shows his hand. Now he has the chance. He gets 1, probably should have had 2. That could have been the round that fell with it. And Hobbit flicks across, punishes him for the whiff. Hobbit now turning his attention towards the CT side, takes down the frag and cleans up with Lackey. So Winstrike take it, but man, I've got to say, Hugo, when I saw that flank come in, I thought they were losing the round.
Yeah. It feels like Hobbit, man. He's been very on top of these. Like, you know, he deals it in the tunnels in the last B take. This time he's ready for it as well. You know, even if he's not getting the kill, he's usually aware of what Hard Legion are doing. And look at the scoreboard, man. He's got 26 kills. Hobbit leading by example here. He's going to go fast out long. There's 4 CTs here. They're on pistols, so that 1 rifle crossing to the pit, and it is removed before it gets there. Hobbit with a massive opener. Rage is going to go and cross, risk his life to get it. It's worth it. He's got nothing else to show it. He's got to show us now something with this M4. It's 1, but not enough. Straight from the pistol through the smoke. It's responded to by Bondic, and Winstrike, it's important not to leave this position. There's so many corpses, so many guns that they don't want Hard Legion to pick up. There are only 2 USPs left to stop these 3 rifles.
Oh yeah, man, this is real grim times for Hard Legion. They got the Zeus, 2 USPs, Forrester watching B. Meanwhile, Sviat is making moves away from long towards catwalk. At this point, I think they've just got to gamble stack together and try and roll off one another and hope that they get a couple trades, but This is really Winstrike's round to lose. If they concede this against two USPs, this is a huge error. This is a huge blunder that they'll be making. Smoke's now heading towards the site to try and lock it down. 50 seconds to play with. They don't necessarily have to pull the trigger and go for this, but it's looking likely that they will. They have shown, after all, that A is certainly their favored site out of the two of them. Molly now being put down. 35 seconds. Forrester waiting behind the smoke tossed onto CT. There is a gap there anyway. They still have two smokes for the cross, and they have a Molotov as well. And they're moving up slowly. But Hugo, this is looking like it's going to be a massacre. This is looking like Winstrike are going to have some match points.
There's no way Hard Legion should win this round. It would be a crime. It would be daylight robbery. Forrester with the Zeus in the smoke. He's going to go through. Oh, he's got one. No way. Traded quickly. 10 seconds on the clock. So yeah, just needs to stay alive. Lackey gets the shot, and Winstrike save themselves on this A site. I love that from Forrester, man. 22 kills. He gets a Zeus. Oh, dear. It's not going to win them the round, but honestly, what else can you really do in that position? He had a USP. It wasn't going to save him, save his life there. Oh, 13 to 15. It's Winstrike on match point, gunning for those RMR points, gunning for 7th place here at Clutch Island. Hard Legion, though, they've got another buy and they've got the will to fight back.
Do not write these guys off. They showed a lot of tenacity to win Vertigo in such one fashion, I should say. And now their backs against the wall. They are absolutely the underdogs to somehow take us to overtime, especially with this buy being pretty lackluster with utility and no kits. But they can get it done. Rage has not had the impact with the AWP that we were looking for. Neither has Elian, to be fair. It's mainly been Crad and Hobbit that have led the way in terms of kills and in terms of impact. And speaking of Hobbit, he goes back to pick the bomb up and make a move through middle one more time. There's 3 players from Hard Legion, all perched up, itching for a chance to take some fights on Catwalk. And will the T's walk into it? Hobbit goes in first, gets 1 kill, gets a second, and that stack is not going to pay off for Hard Legion. That could be the match following with it.
Yeah, Hobbit, man. He's looking for 30 kills right now. 1 away from that very point. Elian with the AWP. Another opener on this A site. And here come Winstrike, ready to close the series. Flashing, dropping. Hobbit caught by Kinky, but that's info. That's knowledge. Do Winstrike want to head elsewhere? They know one of these 2 players are in the CT spawn. The bomb is on its own. The bomb is crossing with no teammate. What's going on? Winstrike just sent the bomb into the A site with no one else. 2 holding the flank, 1 holding long. They knew where Kinky was. That is a glaring issue, a glaring error. They're going to kill the flank, and it may not matter, but there's only 18 seconds. That bomb needs to cross. Kinky can't stop it. Bondic will get the plant. Oh, that looked like it could have cost them everything, but it's going to work out wonderfully, and they're going to close this series. Crism from long, shutting it down, and that is Hard Legion falling to Winstrike here at the end of the